Fantastic. And speaking of video, I've got a themed background for everyone. If you notice in the background, I maintain that those are my children's toys and they are not actually mine. But I am pitching Trupanion, which is North America's largest pure play pet insurer. It is a publicly traded company. It has 1.1 million enrolled puppy dogs and kitty cats. So that when you go to the vet, if all of a sudden they say that it needs to be a surgery or an operations, that could cost you thousands of dollars out of pocket. Even simple things like a stomach problem or an ear infection could cost several hundreds of dollars. The last thing you want to do when you go to the vet is saying, I just can't afford this out of pocket. Pay on a monthly plan and let insurance take care of it. Trupanion pays 90% of the costs up front, and it's been around for 20 years. Now, 1.1 million enrolled pets is fantastic, but it's still less than 0.5% penetration of the 200 million domestic dogs and cats in North America alone. So this is a growth style investment. There is a very large addressable market. And get this, Nathan, growing at 37% year over year. It's having no problem finding more and more puppy and kitty cat owners that want to sign up for insurance. The second key point that I want to point out about Trupanion is that it's really doing a good job of reaching more customers and working with partners for strategic acquisitions. In fact, you might have seen the stock pop recently when it announced its partnership with Chewy. So Chewy is where you can go online. It's an online retailer for pet food, for pet toys, for that diamond collar your Chihuahua certainly needs. You can buy that on Chewy, and it's representing 20 million customers on Chewy's platform. Of course, for Trupanion, who's got 1 million customers today, to have access to 20 million more people, that's a huge partnership, and that's why you see the stock taking off. In addition, there's other insurers as well that have actually chosen to partner with Trupanion rather than compete against it. These include State Farm and also Aflac. Aflac put up $200 million for a 9% equity stake within Trupanion. They don't want to fight head to head. They want to partner with Trupanion because it's not always so easy to build out those actuarial tables, to build out the cap rates, to build out all of the insurance operational stuff, to figure out how much you should be pricing your plans at versus how many claims are you going to be paying out every month. But again, they've done a fantastic job with this. And my third point that I think that really needs to be stated is, yes, we've got a great market. Yes, we've got a great footprint out there, but perhaps the most important thing for us as long-term investors are the unit economics. And this is something that Trupanion just does so phenomenally well. The monthly average revenue that they are getting per pet is currently $63.60. That's even taking out the fixed costs of things like customer service and the overhead. But it's also about double or triple what many of its competitors are charging at around a $20 or $30 per pet per month price point. But they've got 98.7% monthly retention, and their average customer relationship, get this, is over 7 years. So they're locking in these customers for life, the life of the pet. They're the go-to brand out there. And the even more interesting thing is their lifetime value per customer. So considering that retention rate, considering the average revenue that they're getting, considering the average lifespan, the overall current value of the lifetime value of a customer is $697. Compare that to their average acquisition cost of $280. There is a lot of wiggle room that Trupanion has there to go out and find more partners, to do more aggressive marketing, to go out and get more subscribers because their business is just firing on all cylinders and they're a trusted brand. And one last thing, the vets really love them too. More than 85% of claims are paid within 5 minutes. So if you're a vet, you don't want to be doing a whole bunch of reimbursement paperwork with an insurer. You want Trupanion to pay the claims for you right away, right there. And so they're encouraging all of their customers to sign up for pet insurance as well. Here's my final look at Trupanion. It is NASDAQ TURP is the ticker on that. It's a $4 billion market cap. It is North America's largest independent pet insurer, 0.5% penetration in a massive market of 200 million pets. That is domestic pets, that is not feral cats nor feral dogs. It has strategic partners out there to expand its reach and excellent distribution channels. It has a lifetime value that is currently 2.5 times its current acquisition costs. I think this guy's got the right idea that Trupanion is the kind of company that offers a lot of growth potential for investors. It's the top dog in its industry, and it just might be the perfect stock opportunity.
Yeah, great pitch, Simon. I really loved your energy there. So I wanted to sort of dive deeper into Trupanion's competitive advantage. I know that one of their major competitors is Nationwide. So what's to stop Nationwide from copying Trupanion's model? Like particularly, I know that they have sort of these territory sales reps. What's to stop Nationwide from also hiring their own and expanding into these veterinary offices and establishing those relationships?
Yeah, so first of all, Nationwide is their largest competitor. In fact, by the numbers, Nationwide actually has more subscriptions than Trupanion does in North America. But again, they're a diversified insurer. A lot of that is still reimbursement. If you're a vet, do you want to go through the typical reimbursements that these existing stoic insurers have in place? They've got processes that are a lot more complicated. Trupanion says, we're going to focus exclusively on this. And when Darryl Rawlings actually founded the company back in 1999, he thought he was going against the impossible, right? How are you going to go against these massive insurance companies that are better capitalized? But he said, if we really understand this business and this industry, and we work directly with the vets so that they want to work with us and recommend us to others. If we want to go out there and have partnerships with the Aflacs, with the Chewies, with the other ones that are representing pets and saying, hey, we're on board and we're going to recommend Trupanion. Yes, there's other options out there, but we're going to go with the pure play in this. I mean, that's kind of a competitive advantage is your brand and the trust that you have out there. It's allowed them to charge twice as much on an average revenue per pet per month. And you see the retention rates. I mean, 98.7%, that's nothing to sneeze at. The economics are showing that, yes, there are competitive advantages that are manifesting, certainly in the financial results.
Great pitch. Just had a quick question to get your thoughts. So I know like with Trupanion, obviously we have a bunch of numbers that we can see, right? Because it's a public company. But my question is, what about what we can't see? And I know that there's been so many dollars being put in the private side of pet veterinary and health insurance companies, where like I am also a paying member of one of them. I'm curious to know your thoughts on the ability for Trupanion to keep hopefully penetrating the market, given just how many dollars are actually being put towards these VC-backed private vet insurers. And then also on the same side of the coin with Petco, trying to expand their vet services as well.
Really great question, Paul. There's a lot of competitive activity out there right now. Smaller ones like Pumpkin are really kind of using social media and a lot of influencers to try to get on board. Another angle is if you've seen Lemonade, if you guys are familiar with that company, they're kind of attacking a whole bunch of different verticals within the insurance market. They're trying to automate everything to get their costs as low as possible. Trupanion's typical model has been direct, right? They had an 800 number. You could call them directly to set up. They work directly with vets so that they would recommend them. They're starting to understand a little bit better how to play this advertising game, especially digitally. And that $280 acquisition cost, that has actually increased significantly. I think it was only $140, $150 3 years ago or so. And so they're saying, hey, yes, we are going to be aggressive. We're going to keep our pricing very, very high. They've increased their price per pet 8.5% over the last 3 years. Pure pricing power. And of course, they're at a premium versus the rest of their competitors right now. But I think they've also got a lot of wiggle room that as, there's other models that are coming up. Do you want to automate everything? Do you want to go with social media? What are the different channels you have to get different customers on board? I think Trupanion is going to start kind of expanding beyond its traditional comfort zone. Probably want to see that acquisition cost per subscriber increase further. But as a shareholder, that's exactly what I want to see, because every time they're getting $697 lifetime value. And if they're spending $280, $300, and $350 for an acquisition cost, that is creating incremental value for me as a shareholder. And that's exactly what I want to see.
Hi, Simon. That was great. So you said that they've been around for about 20 years. So why haven't they penetrated more of the market? And what do you think they need to do to get there?
Oh, yeah. Fantastic question. It's part of, Aisha, it's part of the market itself. North America typically only has about 2 to 5% of pets have insurance. Compare that to somewhere like the UK, which is more like 10 to 20% of pets have insurance. And something like Sweden has got 40% of pets are insured, just because of various different things. But this is kind of a market that we've never really thought about it before, right? I mean, I would ask how many people on this very call have got pet insurance for their own pets, but it is a super expensive cost if you've ever brought your dog or your cat to the vet. It's something I think that we're starting to wake up to, that rather than pay several thousands of dollars like I did for that guy, the real life version, it might be easier to just pay $60 a month. So I think rapid fire answer is it's part of the market itself is starting to embrace the solution.
Thanks, Simon, for the awesome pitch. I'm a fellow shareholder here. I really love Darryl Rawlings. He's a great capital allocator and a CEO there. My question is about loss ratios. Are you aware of loss ratios for them?
Yes, all the tables. Yep.
Yeah, and so I see that they are not acquiring customers directly. So do you think in the future they could go directly to consumers and reduce their CAC? Or have you heard of anything of
No,
that sort?
they certainly are going direct to consumers. Sorry for the confusion if that wasn't unclear, but that was actually their traditional way of acquiring. And that was why their acquisition costs have been so low for so many years. It was an 800 number you would call, that you would find out, or, they would advertise directly. They're now just starting to go out and do the Facebook ads, the Google ads, the different digital advertising things that are out there. And that's pushing up the acquisition cost. It's not the low hanging fruit that it was before. But again, when you've got that kind of cushion, there's certainly plenty of room you can run with.
So Simon, what is the moat for Trupanion, especially Lemonade? Lemonade's pet insurance is already growing super fast and with a very high retention rate.
Yeah, I mean, this is, being someone from Houston, this is kind of the same question of, can you just go ahead and set up a home insurer that's going to protect everybody in Houston from the next hurricane that blows through, right? You've got to figure out, like the previous question about your loss ratios, you've got to figure out the actuarial tables. You've got to figure out what your premium should be versus what are you on the hook for the claims that are coming through. If you grow too quickly in insurance and you just say, hey, we're going to price lower than everybody and we're going to grow faster than anyone, then what do you do when you've got all of a sudden all these claims that could blow up your balance sheet? I think that Lemonade is a great company. I think they're doing a lot of things right, but I don't think it's just going to be so easy to just say, hey, we're going to automate everything. We're going to jump into this market that Trupanion's owned for 20 years as a pure play, and they focused on one thing versus about 5 different markets that Lemonade's trying to focus on right now.